Hello guys, today's session is called Making Bar Graphs. Our purpose is to learn about how to make a bar graph, and the criteria are to describe data found in bar graphs and relate the parts of a bar graph with their purpose, which we talked about in the previous class. First, remember, data is another word for information, is a collection of information, and you can get or obtain data by observing, measuring, or asking questions. When you are going to make a bar graph, first you need to have your data organized in a chart, like this example. In this case, we collect information about some kids' favorite colors. We have categories, which are the colors, and the number of answers collected. Now, we can make bar graphs using different tools. Today, we're going to learn about how to make them by hand. In this case, you're going to need square paper, a ruler, and a pencil. First thing you need to do after collecting the information in a chart is to trace the axis. Your bar graph needs to have a vertical axis and a horizontal one. The next step is to label the vertical axis with the amount of numbers. In this case, we are managing little information. We had about 20 answers, so the bars will not be taller than 12. As this is the maximum number that we are going to use, I divided the bar graph into these numbers, in this case counting by twos. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12. I also traced the lines to create the bars. Next step is to label the horizontal axis with the categories that we registered, in this case, the colors. So I labeled them, or I wrote the name of each category to know where I have to create or draw each bar. Now we're going to start representing the values. To do so, you need to have the chart in hand. You need to look at this information at all times. We're going to start with the first category, which is red. In this case, 6 people chose red. So the first thing you need to do is to find the number in the vertical axis and trace a horizontal line. You can use your pencil. In this case, I use the color to remember that this is for the first category, which is red. After you have traced the horizontal line, you can trace the bar up to this line. The next piece of information is the category blue. In this case, it had 10 answers, so I have to repeat the process. I trace the horizontal line starting at the number 10, and then I can trace the bars up to that height. And now I have 2 bars for the categories red and blue. The next one is pink, and it has 3 boats. In this case, the number 3 is not written here, but we know that it is between 2 and 4. So I have to trace an additional line to create this bar, like in this example. And after you trace the line again, you can build your bar. The final piece of information is green, which had 1 vote. So again, we need to trace a line and build the bar. You can also add colors into the bars with color pencils or markers. And now you have created your bar graph, beginning with a chart with a specific information, in this case about colors. I have a question for you. What type of data would you like to obtain from your friends and family? ¿Qué tipo de información te gustaría recolectar de tu familia o de tus amigos? Here are today's instructions. The first thing you need to do is to watch the video at least 2 times. Take notes about how to create a bar graph. You don't need to write all of the information that is presented. Answer the question and send your reply, envía tu respuesta, by email to these teachers according to your group. I hope you have an excellent day. Bye bye.